Okay, so I'll take you through some business writing. This is an introduction that I wrote for a Sweathead report called What Strategists Want, or What Strategists Want from Work. We ran a survey, we had about 130 people respond, and then we interviewed a whole bunch of strategy bosses whose teams have won a lot of Effie awards. The team at Sweathead analyzed everything, and then we tried to assemble it all into an overarching story, and this is what came out for me. Even if you're young, you know the scene. I'll Have What She's Having. It features Meg Ryan, food, and what seems like a public orgasm. So that's my hook. I'm trying to latch people onto something that they would not expect in an introduction or an article about strategy. Meg Ryan eating food in a very famous movie, When Harry Met Sally, and enjoying herself in a very iconic scene. That's my hook. I'm signaling that this is a little bit different. You don't know what's going to come. And as I was writing it, I was wondering whether I should be using words like orgasm. Is that too vulgar? I have a team who work with me. They're going to be offended by this, but I'm becoming selfish. And I was like, this is what I want to put out there right now. So then it continues. This is me moving beyond the hook into explaining the problem and the symptoms of that problem, but I'm keeping the hook alive. I run it through like a running joke. I return to it several times in this article. So it continues. Over the past decade, more types of companies than ever before are saying, I'll have what she's having. And so strategists and account planners are in nooks and crannies all over the world. Some even get to come out of their nooks and crannies and meet their clients, but not all. I'm just trying to add a bit of irony, a bit of pain, a bit of tension to each paragraph there, and to bring some of the psychology, some of the truths that I hear from people into each piece of this story. The problem? Not enough orgasms. So Act 1 is describing the current reality, the routine. It's the same in a novel, it's the same in a movie. So the current problem, the current routine is not enough orgasms, and I'm staying in the metaphor of this. I hope it's not too vulgar for you. I just want it to be memorable. Companies have been saying, I'll have what she's having, but they're not actually having it. We call this problem the cruciality paradox. I'm having fun with this phrase. It's big. It's a bit intellectual, but then I explain it because this is the problem that we want to solve in life, but also we nudge a little bit into it in the rest of this article. So here's the cruciality paradox. Strategists have become crucial to the desires of many companies, but strategists have not yet become crucial to the fabric of enough companies. So they leave. So I'm trying to use a twist there, the word but. Anytime someone says, we need more tension in a creative brief, or we need more tension in this writing, see if you can use the word but. And before the but, you've got something that is relatively obvious potentially, and then the but twists it. And a bit of repetition of the word crucial just drives home that point. But then, because I know it's a bit intellectual and I might have lost people here, I try to state the problem in short words. Crucial to have, but not crucial to use. That's what we're trying to solve here. In 2020, we heard a lot about agencies using strategists to help them win new business in difficult times, to explain rapid changes in culture to clients, and to help the companies they worked in adapt better to new realities. A little bit corporate there. I'm using the rule of three, just trying to draw out the tension. In a way, strategists have gone viral, and this has led to even more companies saying, I'll have what she's having. But a lot of companies get their Meg Ryan food delivered to their table, and then they aren't sure how to eat it, and maybe, what is this food anyway? So strategists have gone viral. I think that's pretty true. I think strategists are all over the place right now, everywhere right now, but not a lot of people know how to use them. And rather than disappearing from I'll have what she's having, I remember sitting there just for a few seconds, maybe a minute or two, thinking, how can I repeat it again, but really milk it for meaning? And I was like, well, in that scene, what happens? She eats the food and she has a fun time. Let's call it that. And I was like, well, what's happening from what I'm hearing is people aren't having the fun time. They're getting the food and they're not eating it, right? So I stayed in the analogy here. In this report, the big message is this. If you're going to order strategists to your table, eat them, put them in your mouth, chew them, digest them, and then, well, whatever. It's your body. There again, I'm trying to stick stubbornly close to this analogy. I'm not trying to, what they call, kill the metaphor, but I'm trying to stay deeply in it. And it continues. If you don't, the industry will continue to experience what Aotearoa DDB's Jack Murphy describes as a dearth of ready-made planners. A big theme in this report is that there aren't enough capable strategists to go around, but also that there aren't enough capable companies to go around. It's mutual. Same technique as earlier. I'm trying to create a sense of tension. I'm repeating phrases. I'm using the word but. I mentioned how we're hearing that there aren't enough capable strategists to go around, but that's only part of the truth, because I hear the other side of this, which is there aren't enough capable companies to go around. There aren't enough companies who know how to use strategists, how to put them to work, how to really believe in them going around either. Then we say it's mutual. So if I have a little bit of an overly intellectual flair, or I go a bit long, I'll often add a couple of short phrases just to mix up the cadence. So then we continue. And so 42% of strategists are looking to change jobs in the next 12 months. Strategists leave when they're not earning or learning or both. They also leave when strategy isn't a non-negotiable part of how the company works, and when the culture is bureaucratic, not creative. There's a double negative in there, isn't and non-negotiable, but it's okay. I looked at it and thought, I'm okay with that. Then I guess this is the third act. I turn to the strategist because I'm really trying to set up a desire to read the rest of the report. Strategists, you'll see yourselves in this report, or we don't know what we're doing. But to those of you who hire strategists, ask yourself this. If strategy is so crucial to you, why don't you put it in your mouth for once? So there is something that is a little bit vulgar and direct about the way that I'm writing this. I'm just trying to jar some sense into people. I'm trying to live that thought of being provocatively useful. It'll be too much for some people, but other people will remember it and they might share it because some people will probably find that weird and entertaining. Okay. And notice how the whole way through, we've got that Meg Ryan scene. It's just being milked, not killed, but milked. And then at the end, there's a direct plea using the analogy, a direct plea to solve the problem of people ordering the food or the strategist to their table and not eating it.